Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, Banker's Guide. My name is Sunil. I hope you have watched my last video on the impact of bank exams, impact of lockdown on bank exams. I hope you like the video. So let's continue with another video. In this video, I am going to deal with a high-level reading comprehension that comes in the mains exam of any kind of bank exams. This is a high-level reading comprehension. The generally reading comprehensions are asked for 5 marks in the mains examinations. Sometimes there may be less marks, but it's very important to score high marks in English. So let's check the reading comprehension. So in this RC, I'll explain you each and everything. Just a second. I'll use a pointer and explain each and every word for you. So you also read along with me. Information technology can make a good climb to being India's biggest and most successful industry. So this is a pretty straight line, we'll understand by this. Information technology can make a good climb to being India's biggest and most successful industry. Technology hubs such as Bangalore and Hyderabad contribute more than 30% of the GDP. So what is he saying? The technology, IT industry contribute to more than 30% of the GDP. The country's computer science graduates are lauded worldwide. Lauded means praised. To praise someone is called as lauded. The country's computer science engineers are lauded worldwide. The bosses of two of the American biggest tech firms, Satya Nadella of Microsoft and Sundar Pichai of Google, were born and educated in India. So he's trying to explain, about Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella, who were born in India and are computer science graduates, and are the bosses of two of the biggest American tech firms. Yet, although many Indians work with computers, very few are employed in building them. Last year, India imported $55 billion of electronic goods. It exported just 8 billion. So it's the author is trying to tell the difference between, even though there are many people that are graduating from computer science from India, in the manufacturing of electronic goods, very less people are there. So he's trying to put in some numbers by showing the 55 billions and 8 billions. So let's continue. The fact that India's most celebrated industry depends entirely on imports in an era in which many countries are increasing capricious about what goods they will allow to be exported makes some official nervous. So let's read that again. The fact that India's most celebrated industry, what is that? Information technology, IT industry. He's talking about the IT industry. The fact that India's IT industry depends entirely on imports in an era in which many countries are increasingly capricious. What is capricious? So picking means particular. So the entire countries, many countries are particular about what they want to export, what they want to import. The countries are deciding. So in this time, in an era means in such a time, the fact that India is completely dependent on imports is making some officials nervous. So what they are trying to do? So India is attempting to build its own chips. What does this mean? So India is also trying to make its own its own electronic goods. It is starting from close to zero. So since we are not good at exports, we are going to start at zero. The only factory in India that makes semiconductors. I hope you know what is semiconductors. Semiconductors means kind of chips that gets fitted in electronic gadgets through which the electronic gadgets works. The processors at the heart of electronic gadgets is a government-run outfit in the city of Chandigarh. So India has only one factory that makes semiconductors, that is in Chandigarh. It was built in 1983 in partnership with American chip company that no longer exists. So when it was established in 1983, it was established in partnership with American chip company that got closed away. The fab, as chip making factories are called. So generally chip making companies are fabrication plants. So fabrication plants are in short called as the fab. The fab is managed by the Department of Space and makes specialized chips for military use. The Center for Department of Advanced Computing, CDAC. CDAC is the short form for Center for the Development of Advanced Computing. Another government body has designed some chips on its own, but got foreigners to make them. The CDAC has made some chips, but still, who made it? In CDAC, they hired some foreigners, and the foreigners made this chip. In 2017, uh, just let me continue. In 2017, the Indian government approved $45 million of funding for CDAC, the Center for, we have read it here. The CDAC to design a new collection of chips that would be built on top of a set of open source technologies called RISC-V. So, what are open source technologies? Open source technologies are the kind of technologies, people in the IT industry would know what are open source technologies. Uh, Those are technologies which are built by others but are kept open online for everyone's use. So these are the kind of open source technologies are called. So RISC-V is a type of open source technology. So Indian government has ordered CDAC to design new chips based on open source technologies. Unlike unlike the chip designs of Intel or ARM, which are proprietary, so the designs of Intel or ARM are proprietary. RISC-V designs are available to everyone with an internet connection to download free of charge and to incorporate into their chip designs without a license. This is what I have told you. What is open source technology? They are available on the internet for everyone to download and incorporate into their project. That is the chip building here. Uh, Chip design is a project here, right? So let's continue. This means any resulting chips will be cheaper for SIDAC to produce as they do not have to pay royalties to Western companies. Initially, what they had done, they had got foreigners to make them, so they have to pay to the foreigners. But now they can use the open source technology like RISC-V and develop the next version of collection of chips. So the production will always be harder for foreign governments to disrupt. SIDAC has finished the design of its first chip and will soon start the manufacturing. When India looks east, it sees Huawei as a Chinese tech giant being cut off from American-made components as a result of the trade war. Uh, I think you might have heard about the trade war that is running between China and US. So, Chinese company Huawei has, it has cut off from American companies. It did not use any of the components of America, and it has designed its own chips to the West, which is America. It is the most talented engineers working in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is a place in US where, all the top tech companies are working there. By pouring millions of dollars into Indian-made semiconductors, India government hopes to solve both problems at once. I think it's pretty fine. Like Indian government is spending millions of dollars, and it's hoping that Indian-made semiconductors will emerge out of the equation. Right? Let's go through. Let's go through the questions, and we'll try to find out the answers. Let me change it to a pen. Let's see the first question. With with which of the following statement is others most likely to agree? The Indian IT industry plays a significant role in the growth of Indian economy. Yes, it's true because already he has told in the, let's see the paragraph. See, India's biggest and most successful industry is told, and also see here he says technology helps contribute more than 30%, 13% of the GDP. So Indian IT industry plays a significant role in the growth of Indian economy. It's a true statement. So bear me with my handwriting. It's a true. The Indian government is focusing on minimizing the gaps between exports and imports. So already he has told exports is about $55 billion and imports is about $8 billion. So India is trying to bridge the gap between these two. Let's see the third statement. The Indian education has been hailed as the best worldwide. Uh, in the entire paragraph, he has not stressed a single point about Indian education. Here he is talking about Indian education. So this is wrong. So the answer of first question is both 1 and 2. Let me erase this. Then we will go to the second question. Second question, what does second question says? Refer to the lines. The fact that India's most celebrated industry depends entirely on imports in an era in which many countries are increasingly capricious about what goods they will allow to be exported makes some officials nervous. Capricious, I have already told you, increasingly cautious. You can say cautious or picking or careful. Careful is a much more easier word. So many countries are increasingly becoming careful about what they want to import and what they want to export. As I have already explained in the RC, what is the reason behind the apprehension of the officials? So what is asking? What is the reason behind this happening? Let's see the options. The difference between the technology used by Indian IT industries and other leading companies of the world. I don't think this is the option because what the officials are worried because India is dependent on imports from other countries. That is the worry of Indian officials. So let's see the second option. The falling quality of services provided by the Indian industry. This is also not true. This is also not true. The increasing geopolitical tension between countries that are major suppliers of the electronic goods. Uh, in the paragraph, it has not talked about political affiliation. The heavy dependence of the Indian IT industry on imported electronic goods and the volatile nature of exports of these commodities. Yes, this is true. Because what the officials are worried about depends entirely on imports. This is the main see. This is the main sentence. Depends entirely on imports. The heavy dependence of on imported electronic goods. This matches the content given in the paragraph. So this is the answer. I hope you understood that. Let's see the third question. How will the use of risk-fi designs help SIDAC? Let's see the options. It uses open source technologies, so its users will not require a license. This is true. Open source technologies are true. The overall cost of chips will be lowered because they don't have to pay foreign nationals. The chips cost will be lower. This is also true. The process of production of these chips will be more resilient. Yes, the process will be more resilient means more meaningful, more strong. These kind of meaning will come. The process of production of these chips will be more resilient. This is also true because since we are not involving any foreign national, the production will always be, good. So the answer will be 1, 2, and 3. All 1, 2, and 3. Here I have not taken options because that would consume a lot of space in the projection. I know. I hope you'll get the options are pretty easy to pick. It will be only one or two, only two or three, like that. So here all one, two, and three. Here only one and two. So that's it. Since it's a mains oriented RC, you'll have only 3 to 4 questions. Generally, in mains they'll give 3 to 4 questions for around 5 marks. That's it, friends. I hope you like the video. Do If you like the video, do hit the like button and share it with your friends, and do subscribe to our channel Bankers Guide for more such videos. And another thing, if you need any videos in future about banking exams, do tell me in comment column. I'll definitely try to make a video of that. Thank you.